Hi there, Taurus, and welcome to your February reading. As always, you can use this for your sun sign, for your rising, and for your moon. So let's get straight into the channeled information this month. Your channeled note or your channeled advice is to trust yourself. And although this sounds really easy, there's a hidden message in this, and it's really to trust your intuition. Because a lot of times intuition manifests itself in different ways for different people. It can be a feeling in your stomach, it can be a whisper in your ear, it can be a thought in your head, it can just be an internal knowing. Whatever it is for you, try not to tune it out this month, really in respect to your decision-making ability, because sometimes we surrender our power in the hopes that someone else can take care of us, or sometimes it's the misguided thought that I don't know what I'm saying, or this person's so much wiser. The truth is you're just as capable. You have an eternal sort of knowledge or well that you can pull from. And I want you to listen this month and make sure that you're getting yourself into great situations when it comes to work, relationships, and especially love, not just friendships, but like love relationships. This is when you really want to tune into that internal message that you have, that internal intuition, and trust it. All right, let's go ahead and shuffle the deck and see what else comes through and how trust plays a role. Okay. For those of you that are brand new to the channel, welcome. And just a note that I do a pretty comprehensive reading that includes health, wealth, love, and destiny. And in a moment, I'll pull a card that I call the Catalyst card. And just as it would work in science, the Catalyst card is something that creates reactions. It's going to basically give you the key to either get control of your life or create chaos. So I want you to kind of go on the control side of it. All right. A lot of changes going on, a little bit of discomfort when it comes to finances, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let me go ahead and give a good shuffle to the Catalyst deck here. This month I'm going to be using one that doesn't have words because I want to give more channeled information, so that should be interesting. We'll see how it works here in a moment. Okay, I'll take right off the top, and beautiful card here. And it really does go straight into what I talked about already. This is a card, a highly cognitive card, which is about, for me, it's about intuition, a lot of energy for many of you in the crown chakra area. So this is a great month to work on prayer, meditation, and to connect with, I'm getting the word celestial, which is great. I would say celestial entities, beings, or guides. So for those of you that have always been wanting to increase your psychic intuition or your ability to meditate, just meditate. You don't have to worry about the intuition part of it. I'd like for you to set aside time each day to work on cultivating your meditation practice. It's going to give you a sense of calm. It's going to help you with that trust message that we talked about earlier. And if you're consistent and persistent with it, it may actually work to sharpen up your not your meditation, but your metaphysical skills as well. It's a great month for growth. Anything that you put into this, you're going to get back. All right, now let's look at the cards and see the specific messages that are coming through here. There's one other message that my guides told me before I can move on. It's that you don't want to, don't overthink things, because this message of trust and intuition has another thing, and it's like, don't get too much in your head. Don't let your head get in the way of things. That's the last message from my guides. So sorry about that. They wanted me to share that before I got into this. Okay. So interesting because your center card is very close to, I think, the Aries center card, Two of Wands in reverse. And for many of us, this is about, it's a course correction. So have you ever sort of felt like you've had everything under control, you know exactly what you want, and then all of a sudden you take a 180 because either more information comes that you didn't initially have, or you just realize, wow, I didn't understand that situation correctly. This month, there's going to be either a cause or an internal feeling saying, it would be better if I waited a little bit, and I need to get just a little bit more research before I'm ready. So in that respect, I think it makes sense. Do your homework. There is a point, I would say, like by next month, you should have your everything sorted out. But if you feel like you need to delay by 2 or 3 weeks so that you get more information, this card says that's a good time. Good time for planning. Good time for rolling back the planning a little bit so that you're not starting something too soon. This was crossed by the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of caution when it comes to money and also when it comes to health. So if you're feeling run down, this card is saying take care of yourself. If your finances aren't where they need to be, this one says don't basically pull yourself in a direction that you're not ready for. Don't overcommit. Don't put too much on charge or credit, or take out too many loans this month. The other thing that, there's another message that my guides wanted me to bring through, which is to be delicate with yourself, to not push yourself to the point that there's, I guess the best way I can put this is there's unavoidable illness or frustration that could be, again, like you could avoid it or avert it this month. So just by taking a deep breath and taking a day off or taking an afternoon off and relaxing. All right, let's pull the camera down and we'll take a look at all of the cards here. A lot of you have done a really great job of, I mentioned sort of like doing the homework here at the center. I feel like over the past year, you've been working hard. Many of you have been helping mentor other people or manage other people. And what I see right now in your recent past is maybe not getting the recognition for that leadership that you've been doing. The Queen of Swords in reverse is often a card that shows criticism or harsh criticism. It can be coming from an air sign, but it doesn't have to be. For this, I'm actually just saying self-critical. So if you're too self-critical, I want you to mute that. And if you have any sort of environmental source of criticism that's wearing you down, it can be a person, it could just be a work environment, it's time to shift it up, either to let go of it or to not allow it to have as much power as it has on your life. Let me take a drink of water here. Okay, your crowning card is pretty good though. We have the Page of Swords, which is about new beginnings when it comes to projects. It's a great time for those of you that either have your own business or are in a position to sort of pitch ideas. This is a really good card for going out and trying to sell a big concept or a big idea. Page of Swords shows someone who's really well positioned, I should say, and has a good flair for getting excitement, generating excitement around an idea or new product. I do see that there are some blocks in your life right now. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse, and we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So for some of you, either you have a very critical person in your life, Queen of Swords, or you have someone blocking your idea because it might be unconventional. What's the way around this? When I look at your ego card, you're really good this month at pulling the larger community in to buy into something. So for those of you in a corporate sphere, this means basically doing a grassroots effort and getting it basically, instead of just you trying to sell to the higher up, it's about everybody coming together and saying, we feel like this is a great idea. The we is going to be more powerful than the I, than the ego this month. And your ego is represented by a community card. So power in numbers and success through sharing the, basically through sharing the responsibilities this month. And I cautioned you earlier about not like giving away your decision-making responsibilities. This is different. This is about leading a group and getting together everybody to sort of work with you, rather than you being a soldier all by yourself. So yeah, you want the whole army with you. When it comes to relationships, really great time for starting to date or spend time with friends and family. So I don't see a lot of friction when it comes to casual relationships. I will say though, for more intimate relationships, it could be tricky this month. Your outcome card is the Page of Cups in reverse, which says that there could be either your own emotions or the person that you might be calling in could be a little bit moody this month. And part of this has to do with how difficult it is maybe to focus. There's a lot of distractions. You want to be very clear in sort of what you want to spend your time on this month. Let's put it that way. As far as love goes, I'll quickly look at this. Like I said, I feel those in a relationship, it should be a time to build on that. Those that are looking to date, there's an opportunity to date. Meeting one person, a little trickier. The strongest option that came through was a slightly younger Page of Swords, so an air sign like a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. The other cards that came through and almost all the other elements seemed a little bit less favorable this month, let's say. Queen of Swords in reverse, if there's an air sign, slightly older, typically an authority figure that's basically making life difficult for you, it seems like you've already decided to position yourself or to move yourself in a position away from that person. For Knight of Wands, this could also be a father figure is what's coming through with this. So trying not to get in any sort of arguments with either a boss or a father or somebody who has a sort of paternal sort of influence or control over your life. So yeah, I would say dating, take it easy, have fun if you can, and just enjoy friendship opportunities this month. That's going to be the best use of your energy. But if you are looking to date, then there's going to be a lot of suitors, just not a lot of specifics as far as who's coming through. I think it's a time to spend with people, but not necessarily go too serious too quickly. All right, let's expand your forecast really for a moment here and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So I'm going to pull the camera down again, and we're going to shuffle the deck to look at your health card. Health in my readings can signify both your, well, three things, mind, body, and spirit. And interestingly enough, we got yoga here. So it would be a fantastic time. This card basically is saying meditation, which we talked about, stretching, so you can also do Pilates, and breathing. So anything where you're slowing yourself down, taking care of your body, and connecting with your top chakra, it's going to be very, very good. I'm getting a lot with basically crown chakra opening this month. When we look at your wealth opportunities, by the way, that's usually showing that there's not new problems that are coming up. Yoga is saying simply take time to tune into your body and listen, and make sure that there is some breathing and movement this month. That'll behoove you. All right, when we're looking at wealth, we have listening for truth. So this one is about talking less, listening more, researching more. It's probably the reason that the Two of Wands is in reverse. This can be about basically doing best practice research. So if you're in a business, it's about looking at what your competition's doing, looking at historical trends, looking at new things that are happening. For those of you that aren't like running a business, you just work at a job or you're self-employed, this is about listening to, for those of you that are self-employed, listening to what people are looking for, asking them, maybe soliciting some feedback. So if you render some sort of a service, afterwards you can say, hey, I have a questionnaire, would you mind filling out like 3 questions and just telling me what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of, etc. So this is a great month to sort of reach out to the crowd, look or listen. You're going to find some great insights. Let's look at love and relationships. And we have purpose. Purpose card is reversed, which is saying that really what you want to do is focus more on what it is you're supposed to be either accomplishing in the relationship or in your life in general. Because when you're off course, when you're off purpose, sometimes you just sort of are grabbing at whatever you can to try to feel balanced again. So the more you feel like, wait, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, the more everything's going to align and feel better. So how does this relate to new relationships? Well, if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, then what you start to do in relationships is it's like you're seeking out clarity through other people, and that's not typically an effective sort of a way to focus. You want to have the focus internally. I mean, it's different if you're speaking to like a therapist or something like that to get focused, but if you're sort of reaching out and dating people or finding new friends and you're hoping that they can make your life complete or that they can bring focus or purpose to your life, that's where you start to get into tricky waters. So this is saying to sort of slow down. If you didn't make resolutions or you haven't given thought into how you can be more centered or on point, spend some time. The more you know what you want, the more people can help you get there. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, now when we look at your Destiny card, which is one of my favorites, I like to remind people that the Destiny card is malleable. There's going to be opportunities for you to change it, to shift it. You're not held captive to your own destiny, if that makes sense. All right, so let's look at the top card here. It's reversed, and guess what the message says? It's trust. And so this is saying to trust yourself more. I do like it when there's a parity between the two, and this is showing that there definitely is a connection. So This has more to do with your vision of who you think you can be, as I see her sort of gazing into a crystal here. So I want you to sort of, it's almost like taking TNT and blowing up and starting new, or like the Tower card. I want you to reimagine without any of the hindrances of your past or the trappings of who other people think you can be. This is your chance to reinvent yourself if you're feeling a little bit like you're ambling around. So really pick what you want. If you don't, nobody is going to react well to sort of what you're putting out there. And this is how powerful people are effective. They're very clear in what they want. And it's not that they're pushy about it. They just have a magnetic energy. So when you know what you want, you work hard for it, you start to just sort of like pull it into your being. All right, let me summarize it, and I think everything's going to make a lot more sense. Your channeled information was trust. It was also your destiny card this month. The more you trust your intuition, the better. Your catalyst card, it's all about, and we're talking about intuition, but brainstorming is part of how you can activate your crown chakra. Art, creative endeavors, having really deep conversations about things that make you happy. It doesn't have to be like science and politics. It can be about pop culture and, clothing, whatever it is, because those things are serious to some people as well. So whatever it is that really makes you kind of come alive and light up, it will light this area up. You can have a great conversation, go into places that you never imagined with somebody. All right, let's look at the cards, and then I'll summarize again those health, wealth, love, and destiny areas. It's a month to make plans, but pause on overall action. Really look at your finances. Don't overextend yourself. Be gentle with your criticism to yourself as well. Celebrate the fact that a lot of you've done a lot of significant hard work over the past year. Try to tune out people that aren't receiving that or recognizing that. Ask yourself why you surround yourself with them, or work for them if they're not going to recognize it. It's a good month to pitch ideas. It's a great month to speak up, speak out when you're ready, when you've done your homework on that. Try to avoid people that push back or aren't receptive to your ideas. Sometimes if you're going to them, it's the wrong person. You want to go to someone who has the capacity to say yes. Really great time for you to connect with anybody in your life that either is close or who you haven't talked to in a while. Relationship building is going to be key this month. Environmentally speaking, when I look at your resources, probably a lot of hard work for many of you, but while you're doing this, there's a chance to sort of daydream and focus on what it is you want to do. Focus and purpose is really key this month. Relationships overall could be a little tricky. There are some ups and downs. Try not to make brash decisions or have emotions cloud your clarity. When we're looking at your health, wealth, love, and destiny, your health card is about breathing, about meditating, about being kind to your body, stretching. So yoga, Pilates, and meditation are going to be really important. Also, listening to your body, listening to the messages that it gives. A lot of times you know what's coming even before the doctors do, so don't wait too long. Sometimes you can avoid certain types of treatment or illnesses. For wealth, listening to feedback from others. Feedback is going to be your best friend. For love, we were talking about love and relationships. The more you know what you're supposed to be doing, the easier it's going to be successful at work, to have friends that support you, and to have lovers or loved ones that help you in that path. But if you don't know what you want, then it's hard for other people to help you. Your destiny card was ruled by trust again. And so really understanding that once you've made that decision, just believe that this is who you can be. So there's a lot of, it's very cognitive this month. And some of you may walk away saying, I want more concrete. Well, I need you to do some exploration on yourself this month and decide the trust stuff and this purpose stuff. How does it boil down? Well, are you working in a job that you don't like? If not, why? How did you get there? And what would you like to do instead? That's one exercise. If you're in a relationship that is working but you're feeling something's lacking, then listen to yourself and think, well, is it because I want a bigger family? Is it because the person isn't talking to me as much? Whatever it is, listen to that and then express the purpose, express your feelings with someone else. Because as intuitive and awake as we all are becoming, we still need this dense thing that we call language to sort of communicate and get the message to the other person. And the clearer you are and the more kind you are in the delivery of that, the more effective and smooth your life is going to feel. I think that's all the messages for this month. I hope that was helpful, though. I did do a video last month on soulmates, so you should check that out if you haven't. And I'll probably do a follow-up on that in the near future. To keep in touch and know when those videos come about, and also when I post these new ones, the best way is just to subscribe to the channel. But I also have a newsletter, and I try to update everybody once a month. I don't send out too many things, but if there's something really timely or really important, I'll send a note, and that's a great way to keep in touch. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so feel free to join me on those social networks. If you just want a little bit more advice on what to do in your life or need guidance with relationship or work, I do have one-on-one readings as well, and I'll post a link in the corner, and you can click on that. And if you'd like to support the channel as well, there's a way to do so. You can do a donation of any amount, but that's completely optional. Otherwise, thank you so much, because really you guys are what makes this channel possible each month. So keep up the likes, the subscribes, all the nice comments and emails. It really means a lot. And take care of yourselves. That's really what this is here for, is to help you feel empowered and know what's coming around the corner. Overall, it looks like a good month. Just watch it with budget. That's the one thing I'm going to say. Don't overspend. Be careful about emotions, not to let your emotions or those around you sort of get in the way of positive traction, and really getting honed in on your purpose. Those are like the big themes of this past month for you, or this next month rather, for you. Otherwise, I will see you again in what are we, January, March? In March. So take care of yourselves. Great to see you. Satnam. Bye-bye.